Ladies and gentlemen, as you take your seats, we will be joined by this year's graduates of the Columbian College of Arts and Sciences.
Shelikoff, number 8 in the book. So we're going to trade.
Yeah, I'll jump around.
Shelikoff is his. Fanfare 2, Essential number 1.
Fanfare 2, go.
Go.
Yep.
Ready?
Graduates, ladies and gentlemen, please rise and welcome the faculty of the Columbian College of Arts and Sciences.
Beginning to the coda. Third fanfare 2. Ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, the Dean of the Columbian College of Arts and Sciences and his distinguished guests.
Please be seated. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Michael King, Marshal of the Columbian College of Arts and Sciences. On behalf of the Dean and the faculty of the Columbian College, I am delighted to welcome you to this celebration for our graduate degree candidates in the 194th year of the George Washington University. We congratulate all of our graduates and join with you, their families, and friends in celebration this weekend as we share sincere pride in our graduates' achievement. In addition to greeting each of the graduates and celebrating their accomplishments this morning, we will also honor faculty excellence in student mentoring. Each year, a representative group of the graduates of the college, on behalf of all of the graduates, are asked to nominate a member of the faculty to speak on this occasion. This year's faculty speaker, Susan Sterner, Associate Professor of Art and Design in the Corcoran School of the Arts and Design. Professor Sterner.
Thank you. Good morning, Dean Vinson, Dean Brand, Dean Murphy, my fellow faculty, families, supporters, and especially hello, graduates. Each fall, I tell my new students that they are giving themselves a gift in choosing to come to graduate school, that it's going to be hard, exhausting, but wonderful if they take advantage of all the opportunities and support the school can offer them. And that they should be sure that if they're giving themselves this wonderful gift, that they should make sure they don't buy themselves an ugly sweater. So congrats, you all look fabulous in your new sweaters. You look like you're looking sharp and ready to take on the world. And along with your sweaters, you'll each take a little piece of us, your faculty. But I hope you carry with you as well a bit of the culture of how you have been interacting and learning while here. Being immersed in graduate studies, it's easy to assume you'll feel inquisitive and driven, curious about opposing views, and tireless in your pursuits for the rest of your life. But this mindset is exactly what could slip away, in fact, over time if you are not fiercely protective of how you've learned to think, to interact, to collaborate, and question. So I encourage you to continue to be skeptical of assessments, requirements, and rules, and I know that I'm standing here dripping in irony after giving all of my students a hard time about assessments, requirements, and rules. But be mindful of those that you're asked to support, that those that you're asked to impose, and those that you ask others to follow. Pushing back against limitations is exactly how we test validity, understand our own thinking, and begin to innovate. The whole point is the process, to push up against limitations of you, yourself, and of society. So embrace your processes as artists, researchers, administrators, writers, historians, engineers, dancers, designers, linguists, sociologists, economists. Embrace it as your means to becoming citizens who can articulate ideas, innovate, and experience each other and the world deeply. Embrace those late-night conversations. Don't let go of the long coffee sessions and beer drinking. Well, you can let go of the beer drinking if you want. Reach out to others who might not fall into neatly manicured categories. And I can almost guarantee you, because this happened to me after my graduate experience, that it will be in the voices of the faculty who drove you nuts over the last few years by challenging your thinking and conclusions, or the peers who are always so insistent that their points of view were the correct ones, that those are the voices are the ones that you'll chew on and be driven to respond to in some way. And as you go out into the world, into your next level of study or professional practice, work at breaking down silos. We sorely need a renaissance, a world of multidisciplinary thinkers and doers outside of the academic world. Defy the labels and push boundaries. First there was STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, and now there's STEAM, I'm STEAM, science, technology, energy, arts, and math. It's as if we think, it's as if we think that if we invent the right acronym, find that secret sauce that will bring the world together under our uber minds, what will be next? STEAMable? We're obsessed with goals, labels, credentials, and specialization, when the point again is the process, the journey, and making connections. I recently came across a quote by the philosopher and psychologist Erich Fromm that I've been leaning on a lot recently, and it's a good one to let echo around in your mind. He said, "Creativity requires the courage to let go of certainties." So sit with that for a second and realize that today you're poised. You're ready to mix things up and challenge the acronyms, stereotypes, and tidy boxes into which we're put every day. And it occurs to me right now, and while I was writing this, that I would be really remiss today if I did not also thank everyone here at the Columbian College and the greater GW community for working so hard to bring the Corcoran into the fold, for renewing a commitment to re-entwining the full spectrum of the arts and design into liberal arts learning by examining the status quo, taking on hard conversations, and knocking down silos. So you're already part of a legacy to come. How you, as freshly minted graduates, move forward and use what you have begun here will shape your life, those around you, and even the future of GW and the Columbian College. The next generation of students will follow your lead and will want to build on the energy you create and the ideas for which you make room. So nurture those conversations, seek the uncomfortable, step into collaborations that might be risky, and I promise you, you'll live a life filled with the aha moments, the ones that can change everything, that set the stage for innovation, and that drive life forward. And you'll do it looking fabulous in your new sweaters. Congratulations.
Dean Jeffrey Brand will now present an award for excellence in graduate student mentoring. Dean Brand.
The award for excellence in graduate faculty mentoring is given to a faculty member nominated by graduate students. Any graduate student will tell you how important good mentoring is. In many cases, a student's academic advisor serves as a mentor, guiding the process of choosing courses, internships, clinical placements, and so on. A thesis or dissertation advisor is also a mentor, of course, seeing a research project through from conception to final submission. Any instructor can, in fact, serve as a mentor, because strong mentoring relationships often develop during the instructor's office hours. The 2014-15 Graduate Faculty Mentor Award is presented to Professor Anthony Yezer of the Department of Economics. Professor Yezer has distinguished himself over many years as a thesis advisor and mentor to countless graduate students. His advisees praise him for his, quote, patience, caring, selflessness, and knowledge. They appreciate his willingness to, quote, correct regressions again and again with patience. Indeed, patient is a word that students often use to describe Professor Yezer. Professor Yezer currently chairs 10 dissertation committees in a department with approximately 50 graduate students in candidacy in any given year. He puts great time and effort into advising each one of these students. Despite the many demands on Tony's time, students praise him for his exceptional availability to them. Some report that he's ready to meet with them every morning, Monday through Saturday. Saturday? Saturday. One student describes him as accessible, supportive, and more excited about your research than you are, unquote. I'm not sure who that student is. Professor Yezer's enthusiasm for his discipline and the research of his graduate students inspires them to do their best work. Another word that's often used to describe him is passionate. He can be heard talking up the results of his students' research in the hallway and the seminar room. Although dissertation work in economics is generally collaborative, Professor Yezer never refers to it as our research. It's always my students' research. His efforts pay off when his students present award-winning papers at professional conferences. He works tirelessly to place them in positions as interns at such sites as the World Bank and Fannie Mae, and he places them as research assistants, fellows, and faculty at research universities. Professor Yezer is, in short, an extraordinary advisor who epitomizes excellent graduate mentoring in the Columbian College of Arts and Sciences. I'm delighted to present the Award for Excellence in Graduate Faculty Mentoring to Professor Anthony Yezer. Congratulations, Tony. Well deserved.
Each year, departments in the college nominate an outstanding graduate student who has evidenced exceptional scholarship to serve as our speaker at this celebration program. Our graduate student speaker for this celebration for our graduate degree recipients is Kelsey Nyland. A 2013 magna cum laude graduate of our college in geography and environmental studies, Kelsey is now a candidate for a master's degree in geography and a graduate certificate in geographical information systems. Involved in climate change research since she was a freshman in the college, Kelsey's research focuses on the quantitative assessment of climate and human-induced landscape changes in the Arctic. Every summer, for the past 6 years, Kelsey has been conducting field work in the Russian and Alaskan Arctic, which has resulted in published peer-reviewed papers and presentations at national and international conferences. Her mentor reports that her work has enhanced our understanding of complex interactions between urban systems, climatic changes, and the highly sensitive Arctic environment, contributing greatly to the emergence of Arctic urban sustainability as an area of interdisciplinary research. Not surprisingly, Kelsey has been a guest lecturer in several geography classes and plays a major role in the International Permafrost Young Researchers Network. Kelsey has also been developing hands-on activities about climate change for elementary school teachers. Kelsey?
Good morning. It's an honor to be speaking to you all. Today I'll tell you about having plans but staying flexible, because life has all sorts of surprises, including being asked to make this speech. I'm sure all of us graduates can relate over the many nights we've spent searching for articles and watching our file names go from thesis draft 1 to draft 2, all the way to draft, no, seriously, get this done. We've seen each other at tonic happy hours, and when that was too crowded, down the street at Lindy's. During this time, we've all worked on some pretty unique and interesting subjects. My work involved traveling to the Arctic for climate change research. I'll tell you a story about an adventure I had in Russia, but most importantly, how my GW experience has taught me to seize every opportunity and to be ready for any obstacles along the way. I first learned this lesson as a freshman at GW. New to college, I didn't entirely understand the course numbering system and signed up for a seminar called Arctic Environments. On the first day, this big, loud Russian walked in and announced he was a climatologist who would set us straight about climate change. Apart from being initially intimidated by the professor, I quickly realized I was surrounded by even more intimidating graduate students. It was a graduate seminar and not an introductory geography course like I thought it would be. But I stayed in the class, and once I braved office hours, found out the professor was looking for someone to do research with him in Alaska. He would become my advisor for both of my degrees, as well as a very close friend. Some things that at first seem like obstacles are actually opportunities, and we've all had professors here help us recognize these, and we thank them for that. Professors like mine provided me with countless research and professional opportunities. For example, I participated in an international field course in Siberia. Now, we've all heard jokes about how strange and unpredictable Russia is, but you don't truly understand this until you've been there. After 2 weeks studying landscapes in the polar Ural Mountains, we had just 3 days left on our visas and a 50-hour train ride to get back to Moscow. Unfortunately, after our trek down from the mountains, We had missed the only train. We were assured that everything would be fine, though. Thanks to the permafrost landscape, the tracks were warped and the train would be moving slow enough for us to catch. After all we had learned during the field course, this seemed logical enough. Much later, at one of those happy hours at Tonic, I would learn that our instructor had in fact gotten the train conductor on the phone and was promising him anything to slow down for us, including my hand in marriage. Never blindly nod when you don't understand the language. Whatever the actual reason, the train was slow, and with the help of a local truck driver, we did catch it. After we boarded and the initial relief wore off, though, we started to notice our fellow passengers, a lot of heavily tattooed Russian men. Despite having minimal Russian beyond numbers and basic pleasantries, we soon learned that the town where we got on was actually a prison. And it was time for our new friends to celebrate their recent release. Eventually, we did make it back to Moscow in time. We had a plan and were flexible enough to deal with obstacles we met along the way. And we even learned some new things, like the meanings behind several prison tattoos. A fun fact, a tattoo of the Statue of Liberty does not necessarily imply a love of the US, but in Misha's case, that he was a thief. This was an incredible cultural experience that only added to an already excellent field course. With the master's and doctorate degrees that we are receiving, make new goals, have a plan, but don't be deterred if you find yourself with an expiring visa, chasing a train through the Arctic and surrounded by Russian convicts. Stay flexible. We are highly educated and capable graduates of the George Washington University, and we're ready to take on new challenges. So congratulations, class of 2015, and good luck with all your future adventures. Thank you.
A number of our graduates have been selected to receive special awards, prizes, or honors. Let me call your attention to the names of those awardees who are listed on the inside of your program. Additionally, doctoral candidates were honored last night at a hooding ceremony. At this time, we would like to recognize the remarkable accomplishments and talents of our graduates by first asking all of the departmental awardees and prize winners who are listed in the program to please stand and remain standing. So prize winners, please stand up. Would all of the doctoral graduates please stand and join them? So stay standing. Any doctoral candidates here? And now may I ask anyone who was inducted into an honor society or obtained a grant, published a paper, or gave a conference presentation to stand as well. And now those graduates who finished a dissertation or a thesis, a capstone project, an exhibition, a recital, a portfolio, in fact, any paper, any exam, any special project, any juried work, please stand. We salute the achievements of all of our honored graduates. Thank you. Please be seated. It is now our pleasure to introduce one by one your sons and daughters, spouses, parents, and special friends whose noble achievement we celebrate with these festivities. In order that none of the honorees' names will get lost, we ask that you withhold your applause until all of the graduates have been presented, at which time we will join together in saluting all. As Dean Vinson takes his place in the front of the podium, let me ask the faculty marshals to please step forward and introduce the graduates to our guests. Again, we please ask you to hold your congratulations until everyone has been presented.
This is not on. Can we get the mic on? American Studies. Edward Levin. Erin Sexton. Amanda Chadbourne. Jeffrey Blomster, Anthropology. Susan Jones. Maria Ann Lee. Catherine Prescott. Carly Leung. Emily Brennan. Michael Turner. Robert Kaplan. Jorge Benavides Rawson. Grayson Lewis Harris. Professor Heidi Bardot, Art Therapy. Jade Dawson. Ching Lin. Alejandra Canedo. Haji Yu. Micah Nolan. Janet Minichello. Erica E. Onstad. Ji Young Yoon. Anna Hicken. Drew Smith. Tessa Larson. Kelly Muldoon. Catherine Bodman. Francesca Scherer. Lori Kelly. Trevina Joseph. Marlena Adams. Jane Wu. Kimberly Harvanek. Samantha Himes. Megan Tenenbaum. Dr. Courtney Smith. Biological Sciences. Sorry. Preetha Gonkonda. Sorry. Bethany Stokes. Tanya Maldonado. Daniela Campanella. Eduardo Castro. Jinxie Liu. Zhen Shi. Exhibition Design, Claire Brown. Leslie Colvin. Emily Clark. Alexandra Mosher, Lee Weaver, Mary Noxon, Linda Andrews Berry, Jana Champeau, Rachel Hozar, Elizabeth Chanowski, Heidi Helgerson, Sarah Bordeaux, William Shank, Professor Catherine Anderson, Interior Design, Sandra Fine, Victor Fehrenbach, Brittany Bloom, Lottie Malesi, Blair Bunting, Anne Fortune, Sharifa Al-Ghatani, Mona Alguez, Andrea Ross, Liat Cohen, Lauren Reynolds, Kimmy Laws, Travis Hatch, Annie Kettler, Bodur Alamadi, Reem Bajay, Sarah Al-Nabani, Alexandria Davis, Jennifer Nolly, Marina Garcia, Tatiana Drumcheva, Francis Couch, Shabnam Shamlu, Professor John Traub, Department of Theater and Dance, Felipe Oyarzum, Professor Sumit Joshi, Department of Economics, Sharita Powell, Olga Bespalova, Chuyao Chen, Shuyang Liu, Shuang Zhang, Professor Christopher Sten, Department of English, Christopher James Petrus, Emily Miller, Lauren Olivia Kanzos, Kathleen Cotter O'Brien, Jennifer Gushu, Linda Trey, Melissa Matusky, Georgia Bobley, Rachel Davidson, Caitlin Worth, Susan Koenig, Elizabeth Stack, Lena Rodriguez Colon, Professor Peter Linquitti, Environmental Resource Policy, Michelle Coletti, Ellen Meyer, Michael Kusher, Catherine Scott, Enrique Vaiga, Nathan Cogswell, Xing Li, Joshua Sung, Professor Dean Ketzman, Fine Art and Art History, Amanda Helton, Caitlin Murphy, Melissa Katzen, Christine Walsh, Sarah Swift, John Hobson, Brian Hilly, Rocio Lopez Sharifi, Forensic Psychology, Michaela Rosenthal, Kimberly Bowen, Rachel Herron, Catherine Flannery, Joel Brush, Allison Simperman, Katie Stoller, Catherine Fox, Danielle Isley, Brianna Sunday Soares, Eleni Wallace, Megan Williams, Katerina Papatheodorou, Allison Morrow, Martina Mitchell, Catherine Leone, Professor Daniel Podini, Forensic Sciences, Samantha Blake, Caitlin Cunningham, Cassandra Clyde, Rachel Coricora, Emily Dye, Karen Brensinger, Dan Maslanka, Ashley LeBlanc, Diana Camacho, Alexandra Loker, Jacqueline Thomas, Laura Pachuki, Samantha Fluxgold, Selma Delic, Elisa Carbone, Marina Sprague, Takara Barnes, Lauren Bailey, Kayla Peak, Takesha Black, Amanda Lopez Hernandez, Ashley Page, Danielle Rowley, Kelsey Troop, Kristen Fudge, High-Tech Crime Investigations, Alexis Ramirez, Gregory Rice, Jordan Lawi, Christina Erdein, Valerie Claremont Baudouin, Rebecca Wan, Chin Hong Shek, Keandra Brown, Molly Richardson, Lauren McDonald, Henching Wang, Rebecca Fox, Professor Marie Price, Department of Geography, Zand Bakhtari, Madeline Hale, Avery Sandborn, Kelsey Nyland. History Department, Katrin Schulteis, Brandy Dixon, Bianca Wythe, Emily Engstrom, Clay Katsky, Professor Erin Speck, Interior Architecture and Design, Jennifer Hicks, Rebecca Landwer, Jennifer Carmen, Hala Ashmil, Danielle Lee, Danley, apologies, Courtney Fertita, Danielle Haas, Ashley Marshall, Danielle Stewart, Charisse O'Neill, Lee Chen, Indira Cruz, Megan Scott, Takesia Williams, Hillary Hoibeck, Jumana Gutul, Laura Butler, Perla Antoniak, Lisa Del Sesto, Phoebe Coleman, Naval Officers from Leadership Education and Development, Professor John Procopio, James Montgomery, Brock Magnino, Nicholas LaJoy, Lieutenant Kelly Maher, Derek Young, Kayron Parrish, Professor Arthur Robinson from Mathematics, Waiki Wang, Ning Liu, Abdullah Al-Nassar, Sylvia Weisbord, School of Media and Public Affairs, Christina Bartolome, Laura Shoy Kostelak, Qingya Bao, Michael DeVito, Jeremy Deaton, Emily Kaplan, Elizabeth Baker, Mariah Zwicker, Lauren Dart, Leah Zarek, Professor Jiong Yan, Department of Biochemistry, Prakriti Mudvari, Peter Byrne, Christine Devlin, Mercaden Javanbakt Mavasa, Mingyu Kang, Kristen Coker, Kyle Salkin, Justin Sane, Aline Voskanian, Kelly Ann Yamane, Yang Zhang, Tuan Wen. Yuz Zhang.
Museum Studies, Kim Rice. Elena Popchak. Camilla Stinnett. Emily Hurwitz. Lauren Shenfield. Laura Elizabeth Blanton. Marion Butterfield Ansley. Jessamine Beasley. Victoria Otero. Mandy Middleton. Kristen Barr. Kristen Rowley. Michelle Lopez. Jessica Brody. Jennifer Torres. Rachel Frederick. April Dawn Bryan. Emily Kane. Julia Falkowski. Ingrid Rochon. Jiangliu Shi. Caitlin Reisman. David Walker. Catherine Ahern. Laura Augustin. Adrienne Roberts. E. Zhao. Allison Pagliaro. Rebecca Murphy. Melinda Shull. Kelsey Monahan. Jennifer Glody. Danielle Bridges. Sarah Halpert. Adriana Iannone. Hannah Saloyo. Organizational Sciences, Professor John Procopio. Nora Saad. Brandon Pickens. Melanie Milhouse. Renata Maya de Needle. Christina Salamau. Alexa Brody. Nicole Eliopoulos. Fatma Zaid. Laura Walsh. Colleen Davis. Charles Zangi. Ibrahim Muhammad Ali. Sarah Matthews. Danielle Martinez. Helena Rodney. Marley Siegel. Sarah Park. Richard Matney. Michael Sebastiani. Michael Loveland. Hannah Elizabeth Cummings. Greg Williams. Jennifer Wendus. Diana Weibel. Dove Davis. Legal Institutions and Theory, Brandon Bartels. Jessica McDermott. Jiang Yao Shen. Miles Smaxwell. Stephen Hyde. Michael Cohn. Avery DeVille Mitchell. Philosophy and Social Policy, Professor Laura Papish. Maggie Taylor. Ben Terse. Hayun Su. Master of Public Administration, Professor Lori Brainerd. Catherine Getty. Jeffrey Wilson. Adam Bethke. Peter Kamachat. Lean Soon. Gordon Sonnenschein. Annika Van Eaton. Joseph Nye. Juan Rodriguez. Kristen Voorhees. Silvana Caldera. Ramon Ballard. Shane Ryan. Brittany Sigler. Michael Petrozelli. Christina Elmo. Christina and Beatrix McNamee Mahaffey. Scott Davies. Megan Lefebvre. Aurora Vassell. Olivia Sanford. Robin Lee Muthig. Christina Sage Simmons. Anne Clements. Edward Costigan. Drew Tadras. Tony Mastria. Stasha Parrott. Anne Clement. Karen Belly. Margot Bolin. Adam Bookman. Michael McCarthy. Victoria Hartman. Sawyer Baker. Ramsey Tabara. Brett Bonamici. Joseph Laster III. Odia Bintu Sisse. Patsy Torres. Ruba Aurora. Emily Christensen. Hannah Althouse. Catherine Solomon. Nora Shelley. Taylor Savin. Yevgen Shulga. Kira Durman. Christopher Ortiga. Elena Jeggs. Masters of Public Policy, Professor Dylan Conger. Elizabeth Finkelman. Jake Bishop Green. Amanda Fiorito. Anne Cruz. Nushin Bamani. Caitlin Porter. Matthew Vicknair. Samantha Baker Carr. Kathleen Seeley Gant. Nadia Yassin. Yelena Sickler. Lindsay Sherber. Minahil Niazi. Lauren Cottrell. Samuel Webster. Hassan Badi. John Rodier. Stefan Roja. Aaron Krupkin. William Skirpin. Andrew Kim. Ewan Compton. Tyler Rocky. Jing Liang. Allison Paisner. Elian Miller. Elizabeth Nalon. Jacqueline Bond. Durrani Ranganathan. Jamie Fugelston. Philip Lasser. Andrew Busjancic. Christopher Kim. Brandon Lardy. Adam Schaefer. Patrick Kelly. Zachary Grieman. Mark Nagurney. Maciel Sepulveda. Madeline Ogden. Speech Language Pathology, Professor James Mashey. Olivia Quinn. Catherine Snyder. Kate O'Connor. Ruchi Gadodia. Brittany Rosansky. Natalie Goldstein. Rachel Rosen. Eliana Goldman. Ariel Byrne. Haley McDonough. Amy Lyon. Rob Dewey. Kimbry McWhorter. Adrienne Starr. Amelia Taylor. Jordan Sender. Lindsay Ferris. Devin Brower. Emily Golden. Charlotte Himmelfarb. Fiacra Douglas. Karina Baesha Grossman-Seeger. Leanne Tacker. Laura Mock. Amanda Kallega Parker. Melissa Warren. Catherine Barnes. Edika Onaba. Melanie McNutt. Catherine Winters. Maya Vardy. Sociology and Criminology, Professor Ivy Ken. Rachel Sanford. Department of Religion, Professor Robert Eisen. Syed Zaidi. MS in Statistics, Professor Riza Madaras. Yuxian Xia. Shan Wang. Yingyi Wang. Xuan Li. Meng Wang. Qinqi Liu. Yutang Zheng. Qingzhi Li. Xiaoling Liu. Han Zhang. Muchen Shi. Siqi Yang. Xiaojiang Lu. Yanan Tang. Xuanyan Luo. Ke Han. Huanghu Cao. Kai-Chi Zheng. Yan Pan. Qi Wang. Yajing Wang. Xinyue Shu. Guanhao Wei. Yang Yang. Yan Li. Xiangyi Zhou. Li Ting Feng. Ya Gao. Jingning Mao. Chen Shi Yang, Jing Yao Zhang, Yiyun Dai, Ziqi Zhou, Jirui Wang, Simiao Liu, Yuanxun Li, Chen Chen, Zilong Deng, Jiayin He, Guanjie Chen, Longwen Liu, Xiaochen Yang, Zhang Chen, Shan Qizhou, Kai Yitan, Yan Haowang, Mu Zeli, Lu Zhang, Ting Yang, Qian Xu, Guo Xiyan, Tianya Wang, Lei Li, Zhicheng Ye, Jinlu You, Yutian Liang, Fei Tang, Chu Fei Hu, Minming Liu, Rui Jin, Qing Chen, Tao Zhang, Yiming Chen, Meng Chun Sun, Xiaoshu Deng, Qing Wen, Xiaoyan Xie, Xin Tongren, Hao Cui, Shiyang Liu, Xiaojian Chen, Hongyu Guo, Sipeng Wang, Mengchu Cao, Tianru Jiang, Xiaohe Yang, Xiaoyu Zhai, Danting Feng, Tianlun Jiang, Suping Shen, Quan Wang, Yang, Yu Jia Meng, Yinfei Zhang, Rui Han, Jing Lei, Jiajing Wang, Qiming Chen, Pei Se Kan, Jinxiang Zhou, Jia Wei Duan, Yu Zhou Wang, Ben Yu Wang, Xingzi Nie, John Collins, Department of Theater and Dance, Professor John Traub. Department of Theater and Dance Production Design, Shirong Gu. Women's Studies, and Public Policy Professor Cynthia Deitch. Cassandra Clark. Caroline Ruth McFadden. Chelsea Fowler. Carolina Chica. Veronica Floyd. Courtney Mott.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in saluting all of the degree candidates here today. It is now my pleasure to call upon Dean Ben Vinson to deliver his charge to the graduating class. A professor of history and dean of the Columbian College of Arts and Sciences, Dean Vinson is an acknowledged teacher-scholar. With our faculty, he continues the tradition of excellence that is at the core of the Columbian College. And now, Dean Vinson, I am pleased to present to you your graduating class of the Columbian College of Arts and Sciences, the class of 2015.
Thank you, Dr. King, for your kind introduction and also for everything that you've done to bring together this remarkable gathering of students, scholars, family, and friends. I'm so happy to welcome all of you here today. This celebration for me represents the culmination of years of hard work and educational exploration that has resulted in your earning a degree from the Columbian College of Arts and Sciences in the George Washington University. I'd like to give all of you another hand, another round of applause. Now, as many of you know, this is my second celebration address as Dean of the Columbian College. And it's almost hard for me to believe that I've only been here for 2 years. Because, quite honestly, whether it's been having the pleasure of meeting some of you in class, or standing around the food trucks talking with you, seeing some of you in Starbucks, or at various forums, graduate forums in the library, in some of your classes, or whatever, I have felt an incredible vitality, an extraordinary community that is taking place here in the heart of the nation's capital. You represent the GW family, a family of students and scholars, artists and scientists, visionaries, romantics, communicators, thinkers. You have astonished me with your breadth of knowledge, your range of accomplishments, and your impassioned commitments. Let me say that as I stand here on this stage now looking at all of you, mindful of what you've done, I feel confident that you are ready for your tomorrow. And now let me remind you of why. Some of you have actually been here longer than others. I learned yesterday that one of the PhD students took 16 years to finish the degree. Now, most of you are not in that category, but to that person, let's hang it in there. But whether it's been 16 years or 12 months or 24 months, as students, you have taken extraordinary journeys from the classroom to the laboratory, to sites around the city, and even sites around the world. You've written poetry and formulas. You've looked into the texts of great writers. You've looked at the canvases of great masters, just as you've looked into the cells of people with disease and delved into the inner workings of the brain. For some, your studies have taken you from the deserts of Africa to the memorials of Europe, to the permafrost areas that we've heard about, from the halls of Congress to the galleries of the Smithsonian, from musty archives to conferences and professional meetings that are equally musty, I must say, to disparate experimental laboratories and beyond. But wherever you have gone, whether it's been across the world or across campus, you have left your mark. As an individual with a desire to absorb new knowledge and to find new solutions, as citizens dedicated to making the world a better place, and as a valued member of the GW family, you have made your mark. And in making your mark, every one of us here in this room have shared in your achievements, your journeys, your stories, and I am tremendously proud to be a part of this community, a member of your GW family. Now, when we talk about community, from the graduate student's perspective, there are some things about this experience that seem to belie the very notion of community. For some of those, especially those doing PhDs and master's degrees in the humanities and social sciences, there is a tinge of solitude that characterizes some of the process of graduate school. Yet we know that the bond that we forge through our collective pursuit of knowledge, through our going through hoops together, or through our close connections with our professors and our networks and our study partners, even those of us who come to graduate school with jobs and families and lives outside of GW, we are connected by the very culture of our departments, and sometimes by the very cult of personality that surrounds our professors. Now, we have a lot of phrases here at GW that have been coined over the years to describe our uniqueness as a community. There's the "only at GW" moment, which can refer to an epic opportunity or an experience or an internship or a unique lecture, a rendezvous at Tonic or in someplace in Georgetown, or being stopped by the presidential motorcade on your way to class. There's "raise high," which animates and elevates our sports teams to great success, but also it reminds us to set our sights and goals at the highest levels so that we can strive to become the greatest that we can be. There's also another phrase that we often hear, and that is, here at GW, we are making history. Let me pause on this one for a minute. As Professor King mentioned, I'm a historian by trade, so for this speech, I thought that I would think a little bit about how this phrase best connects with the theme of graduation. And here's what I've come up with. All of us, in our own unique way, are creating life experiences that will weave into our own personal histories. Now, some of these are moments that are truly the quintessential GW moments that we talk so much about here at the university. But others are seemingly mundane, intensely personal. And as we live our lives day by day, these don't often make a lot of sense when we look at the big picture. It is easy to let these everyday moments and experiences slip by without connecting the dots. But when we put on the hat of a historian, that is, when we take the time to sift through and untangle the often messy nature of moments, when we do that on days like today, we realize that what we have collected is a rich reservoir of experiences that may help us change a life, touch a community, or impact the world. This is how, from the everyday history that each of us makes, we can reach out and make greater history. We just have to remember to take the time to pause and reflect on the road that we travel to make greater sense of it all. Now, you will continually do this in your own lives. You will be looking at the moments. You will be inspecting the moments, gathering the lessons that you've learned, reflecting on the people that you've encountered and engaged. Consciously and subconsciously, you will be absorbing what you've experienced and you will be extracting the core elements that will continue to equip you for the future. Now let's return to this moment. Right here, right now, you are better prepared than you have ever been for understanding and controlling your own destiny. Now, of course, there are always the seeds of uncertainty. It's perfectly natural to ask yourself, where am I going? Will I be at peace with my choices? Was the graduate path worth it? I remember when I was sitting in where you are right now after years of hard work and pain and sleep-deprived nights used to write papers and to delve into endless volumes of books. I remember asking myself in those moments leading up to graduation, what did I learn? Have I learned enough? Am I ready? In fact, I've had the chance to review some raw footage of from my thesis project, which was looking at Afro-Venezuelan religious festivals. And I took some videotaped interviews of musicians and scholars and activists in the field in Venezuela. And for the master's degree, I've got to say my Spanish was okay, but it wasn't perfect. So when I was in the field, I look back at these videos. I remember asking questions of the interview subjects, and sometimes repeating the same thing over and over. And these guys were looking at me like I was crazy. It's like, who are you? What do you? Didn't I just answer that question? And I'm sitting there, okay, and asking some ridiculous question. And on camera, it was very easy to detect that, looking back at it now. But thankfully, these interview subjects were very patient with me, and I learned enough to write the thesis. All of this is to say that the learning experience that we have, then as now, is a lot about trial and error. It's about making mistakes, plenty of mistakes. It's about absorbing everything that you can, but realizing that learning is a lifelong process. That your experience here at GW is not intended to be a capstone on your learning, but that it's going to provide you with the tools of critical inquiry that will guide you, that will teach you how to question and how to interpret and how to engage our world. So while today you may not be emerging as perfect, I don't want to burst anyone's bubble with that, you are emerging more prepared for the road ahead than you can possibly ever imagine. Now, as you embark upon the next phase of your lives, continue to think broadly, to arrive at innovative solutions to problems that draw from rich and vast arrays of knowledge rather than single disciplinary approaches. Now, you have been equipped with the skills that will enable you to have an alive, agile, and exploratory mind. Resist the temptation to forego thoughtful deliberation in a world that demands instant results. You, the graduates of the Columbian College, are the new generation of global citizens and leaders. And as such, it is critical that before you hit the send button, this is what Professor Steve Roberts has drilled into my brain from last year. Before you hit the send button, use your knowledge and your training to make rational, informed decisions. So in closing, I know that along with the weekend's festivities, you're going to be saying goodbye to friends, to faculty mentors, to research partners and support networks. But your experience, of course, does not end here with graduation. I hope that you can take advantage of opportunities to come back to campus and to stay engaged with GW and with the Columbian College. Derive support from our worldwide family that includes U.S. senators, renowned physicists, best-selling authors, acclaimed artists, renowned physicists, successful corporate leaders and community activists, and give back if you can. Mentor a student, support a project, or give to scholarships so that others may pursue their academic dreams. And seek opportunity. Do not wait for it to find you. Exercise your muscle memory that's been developed here at GW. Absorb new knowledge and continue building your skill set and allow passion to create and guide you to a meaningful life. So Columbian College graduates, my charge to you today is to make history. Do it by continuing to be the best you can be. Do it by pausing every now and then to reflect like a historian on the seemingly disconnected aspects of your lives. Do it by multiplying your moments, your life experiences into something greater for the benefit of our global society. Now let me close with this. In our day and age, it has become customary to acknowledge the bonding of communities with a simple symbolic act, almost like a rite of passage. I've seen this happen right here, right now, today, right here in this audience. But years ago, it was holding hands together that signaled the bonds of communities. In other places and times, it was the singing of collective chants or the performing of ritual dances that accomplished this very bonding. Today, people all over the world use technology to achieve similar levels of bonding. That technology literally freezes time so that forever we have moments that can be recalled at will. We call this rite, we call this mechanism the selfie. Class of 2015, if you wouldn't mind squeezing close together, I'd like to remember this moment forever. One second, I messed up with technology. That's it. Graduates, smile. Thank you very much. Congratulations, class of 2015.
Graduates, please remember to wear your Columbian College medal Sunday on the National Mall. And when you are introduced and recognized by the Dean, I hope that you will let everyone in the city of Washington know that you're there. A sincere note of thanks to those who helped make today special for all of our graduates, including the staff in the Dean's office and the Smith Center, and especially Professor Stephen Bala and Dean Jeffrey Brand for introducing our graduates. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, as you leave the building, please be mindful of your safety and that of your party. You will be exiting onto a busy street full of city traffic. Rather than linger for photos and greetings nearby, we recommend that you move to the open space in the University Yard or Kogan Plaza. To close our program, we ask that you join in the singing of the George Washington Alma Mater, the words and music of which you can find at the end of your program. Immediately after this year's Columbian College honored graduate, Kelsey Nyland, will come forward and accept the school pennant from Dean Vinson. Following this symbolic act, signifying the conveyance of knowledge from one generation to the next, Ms. Nyland will lead the platform party and the faculty from the arena. We will appreciate your kindness in remaining in your places until the conclusion of the program and the Dean's party, the faculty, and graduates have left the arena. Would you now please rise?